Hey there, everybody. I got a super cool video for you today. Use Google Maps, Google Earth, went out in the alley, went out in the backyard, trying to put this together, and where it would be entertaining and something for you to watch and important too to try to stop crimes. One thing I want to mention, I get a lot of people going, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to dig, you need to do that. And really, I don't. Law enforcement needs to. This is turned over. It's proven murder attempt. This is a large gang. They've wrecked homes all over the nation. Okay. And we've already proven that there's a large group of corrupt police involved. And so this, I have no authority to arrest people. These are dangerous, armed and dangerous criminals. And we need law enforcement to just do their job and investigate and arrest it. And hopefully these videos will help them. And I want to show you, you're going to find this super interesting. Hi there, everybody. Hey, yesterday I made a video called "Deleted Bunker Records," and I was showing where a friend from Dallas Fort Worth drove to Midland because she has experience in this area about the regulations, government regulated regulations for storm shelters, bunkers, underground homes, etc. She met with our local guy here, Jim Rawls. That's the keeper of the records, and he, according to her, was gloating and happy to tell her that all the records were accidentally deleted in the 2014-2015 time frame. Well, I was ambush shot in 2012, and by that time I was finding all these pictures, found the pictures of secret police, all this evidence come out, and it looks like, because of multiple things going on, that a cover-up was going on during that time frame. And I think because all the evidence that was coming out, maybe the people behind these rigging these homes, which are rigged all over the place, and then breaking into them and murdering people like they tried to murder me, suspected murder the last guy that lived here, and the little girl at the oil show party, had you just put a plan together to cover it up. And so I'm going to show you some dates here. That's what this Facebook post today was called, the cover up. And I was showing here that on October 12, 2008, and that's when Mike Lawhon, the previous homeowner, mysteriously dies. And I'm not going to retell that story, but it's real obvious if you look at the evidence that he was killed here and taken to Fort Worth. And then my friend was at the party, at the oil show party where that little girl was murdered at, but she was afraid to report it and said high-level police were there. And I knew it was within 5 minutes of my house. I believe it's in the underground facilities believed to be here, maybe in the one in my backyard. January 28, 2012, I'm ambushed and shot. We've gone over that just over and over, and then there's just so much evidence. It's to the point of absurdity. I mean, there was 5 police officers that were at or in my home, and they wouldn't see him coming in the door. They told me they come in from the tunnels, from the trap door, from where I was shot. Maybe one of them was the would-be killer, and then I just reported a suspected tunnel to the DEA. It's believed another party was going on that night. Same place where they have the old show prostitution parties. And so here I just listed this time frame of the cover-up. Okay, so I already said the 2014, 2015, and all them records were accidentally deleted. Ain't that mighty convenient, right? June 29, 2014, I've got a picture of this. There was a mystery Indian doctor in a green Jaguar seen parked in front of my home, in front of the neighbor's home. And some people have said that looked like Dr. Gattiselli, who was later murdered June 11, 2015. And somebody else told me that it was the father or father-in-law of one of our city managers, though. October 2nd, 2014. I mean, one thing, there ain't going to be that many people has a green Jaguar. Somebody knows who that is. I got a picture of it. October 2nd, 2015 to April 28, 2016. This is the time frame from Google Maps or Google Earth that shows us a live tree was removed behind my home next to Home Depot where a suspected tunnel entrance is, and also there were suspected tunnel entrances in the neighbor's backyard. I've got a video on that called Suspected Tunnel Entrances. So during that same time frame, because that's what we're looking at, October 9, 2014, former secret police and late Midland Sheriff Deputy Mike Naylor killed in the line of duty. And this was 4 years before he was identified as the second person seen arriving at my home. He was following the Martin County Sheriff, John Woodward. And that was right after I left when we seen him. And his name wasn't on the police report. Ain't that mighty convenient? The press has left that, has not told the public that. You know, that this hero that's killed in the line of duty was a secret police I had to pay to get identified. Some people have asked if the other secret police maybe killed him. October 22nd, 2014, Suddenlink is in my alley, disconnecting the mystery TV internet phone cable going underground. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We're going to go out there. A disconnect notice was called in after I posted about it on Facebook, and I have a picture of the Suddenlink trucks there. I'm going to show you that. December 15th, another secret police, late Midland K-9 police officer Chad Simpson, murders his wife and kills himself. Okay, like Naylor, that died 2 months earlier, his name wasn't on the police report, and he wasn't identified until 4 years later by my private investigator. So really, that's kind of what we're going to look at here is this time frame. I'm going to take you in the alley. I'm going to show you some of this evidence. This one I've shown before, but I want everybody to get that. You can go to do it yourself. Go to maps.google.com, look at my address, 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas, and switch between the map and satellite views, and then look at my backyard. This is the map view, and there's a large facility in my backyard. We're going to go out there and look at it in a minute, okay? You go to the satellite view, and it's not there. You go to the map view, it is there. That's believed to be one of the 4 3-bedroom underground homes that was said to where they were, you know, I recorded a woman telling me it was a pedophile party, and I actually recorded a documented screenshot of multiple people saying underground facilities were here. And so anyways, everybody go do that. Check it out. One last thing I want to show you before we go outside and we look at the alley in the backyard is Google Earth. Okay, it's a free download. You can just Google it, and, you know, and it's truly amazing. And so I've got it downloaded, installed on my computer, and I just put my address in 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas, in the search box. Okay, and so I'm gonna click on search, and we're gonna watch it do its thing. There it is. Okay, now it's going in. And that's how it works right there. Okay, you see that big building? That's the Home Depot store. And you see that large parking lot that is on the other side? That's where it's suspected the people at the oil show parties were parking, possibly going in underground inside that store, and then coming over via a tunnel that was connected to my house, and then with the underground facility in the backyard. And so I can scroll my mouse and it'll zoom in, and that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so what we're doing, we're looking at the latest picture, and right here where that is, that's where my home is. Okay, and I was shot on this side of my home inside. Okay, and here in the backyard is where the it's suspected one of the 4 underground homes are bunkers. Now remember, the bunker records were conveniently deleted 2014, 2015. And that's one reason. When look, some other things I want to show you here. Missing tree right here. Okay, that tree hadn't always been missing. It went missing in that same time frame. And in this backyard, basically you don't see anything in my neighbor's backyard but there was another suspected tunnel entrance that we look at the historical maps, and whenever that tree went missing, that also got covered up and taken out at the same time. We have the time frame of that, and that all this happened at the same time frame. 2 secret police die, you know, this is taken out, the Suddenlink coax cables removed, etc. Okay, and so I can zoom in a little bit more and just show you here, you know, how that works. Okay, and so there's a button up here. It's this button right there. That's the historical. Okay, so then I can go back in time, and so I just move my bar. Okay, and this one here, where am I at? I'm just trying to work this while holding my camera, and you know, it's one guy here doing it and everything, but okay. All right, where are we at? That's 2016. What is it? Yeah, that's April 2016. Okay, and that's 2013. What I want you to see, notice the tree isn't missing, okay? That was a live tree taken out. And here's the deal in the backyard, the suspected tunnel entrance in the backyard of that next door neighbor, okay? And here is what we saw a while ago, where it's believed that the one of the underground homes is at, okay? And let me see if I can get it. 2014, okay? And here, I don't know if my if I change the contrast, it's easier to see, but you can see where the asphalt's a different color right in here. It's a line, you know, it's an obvious line there, and that's where it's wondered if that is where the tunnel that connects from that Home Depot store and goes in directly to my house right here. I've got screenshots of it I've taken before. Okay. This is where they are. Okay, here it is. You see how blatant that is? Where now look, there's my home, and then you project it out right here. It goes right in my den. And I recorded that woman saying, you know, they're coming in your den, you know. Well, I'm looking at here, I'm going, look, the ground's been cut right here. It's real easy to see. You can't see it now because I went back there and I showed Homeland Security last summer, and 2 weeks later, they dug that whole thing up and poured concrete. I kid you not. I have a video of that, you know. Some people are thinking that that Homeland Security agent was covering up multiple murders, and he's really working for this a human trafficking ring that's breaking in a home, rigging all these homes and murdering people. But we don't have evidence of that. All we know is I showed the Homeland Security behind Home Depot, and they dug it up and poured concrete 2 weeks later. Notice that the tree is gone, okay, right where that truck is parked. The deal in the backyard's gone, the suspected tunnel entrance. So I wanted to show you that you could go look yourself, and you know, if you go back in time, you can see when that was put in. And it was actually put in around the time that Mike Lawhon, you know, died in 2 different towns, suspected of being murdered, you know. And so, you know, I think that's very interesting. And then there's one other thing here. I got a video, I didn't even put it in there, in 2016, where I heard a digging noise at the back. My dog alerted me. I have a video on it, Caught Diggins, the name of it, and it was right at the back of that shed right there. You could literally hear somebody under the ground digging. My dog alerted me. Anyway, we're going to go out back. I'm behind my house. You see my fence. There's the back of my home. Okay, and a couple things I want to show you out here. Okay, look at the chimney stack at the top and see how wide it is. Now look at the bottom. See how wide it is? There's literally crawl space on each side if that's where they're coming in. I don't know if that's where they're coming into my roof, but that would be a perfect place, you know. I mean, it's a place where it'd have to be bricked in, you know. They'd have to rig it, you know. And but I just wanted to show you that. And then also where here on the ground, I don't know if you can see it here, where the crack in the concrete is right here, and the crack in the concrete is right there. And we follow the crack out, okay, right here, and it goes right here to the corner of here. And that's what I was saying, that, you know, I mean, I've even wondered if in between them 2 cracks isn't some tunnel pipe going over there and connecting up, and then there's a ladder going up that, you know, of this chimney, and that allows them to get in the roof. They can enter and leave my home and never be seen, you know. Wouldn't that be amazing, you know? I mean that's like next level crime, you know. And then they could steal heating, cooling, electricity, and murder homeowners, you know, one after the other, you know. We're gonna go in my backyard. That's over here, and this is the area where it looks like where the underground home is. That's what it's believed. Interestingly, this fence is new. He was digging up that post, that I think is a second end post right there, and he told me he hit something down there. He had an auger, and so something solid, you know. And then he gets a rock bar, whatever, and it sounded hollow, you know. And when I looked at the map again, it's like, huh, you know, makes you wonder if this ain't one of the 3-bedroom underground homes that was told about, you know. And it's believed here. You can see the depression down there, where the ground's not level, and I've showed this before. This whole entire backyard is buried under a foot and a half of dirt put in after the home was built. Where did the extra dirt come from? Well, from the tunnel and basement building, you know. And I dug this out before, showing that you have to dig underground to hit the base of the house. See how the bricks are going down underground? And that's not what this video is about, but I just thought I'd show you that. There's the shed over here, and I got that video that I was talking about caught digging, and it was actually the back corner of the shed. My dog alerted me, you know, he's over there snooping, you know, and barking, and I go over here and got my phone out. You could literally hear somebody under the ground right there. You could hear the noise, clink, 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 coming from underground right there. Have a video called Caught Digging. And there, I don't know if you can see it here, on the other side of that fence, there's a water well. And I've got a video on that called Water Wells, because I wondered if water wells are connected to underground homes, you know. And so let's go in the alley. And I got a tripod that I can use if I want to. Here, what I want to show you is, and here's the alley. See the dumpster on the end? That's Whittle Way, ends into the wall. The big building over there, Home Depot right there. Okay, so we're secluded truck unloading lane. And that's where I used to see all this trucker traffic going 24/7, middle of the night, holidays, whatever. Had two store employees tell me that prostitution was going on back there. Saw a little girl at the sleeper cab, 18-wheeler, and so at the time I was suspecting that tunnel going from my home over to that trucking lane, and they were doing child sex trafficking, or at least sex trafficking, like lot lizards at a truck stop, you know, because they're coming 24/7 and not unloading freight, etc. That's pretty much stopped because of the worldwide publicity, you know, secret police caught on camera, proof of a capital murder attempt, etc. This telephone pole is important, and we're going to go over there and look at it in a minute. I'll probably put the tripod up, but what you see is right there at that corner is I'm zooming in. You see right there where the concrete comes up, and right in the middle of the support column, there's been, that looks like it's been tunneled under and re-poured. Do you see where that concrete, I mean, it's right in the middle of the support column, and then you follow it out, there's a telephone pole, and there it is at the other end where it drops down. And so obviously it wasn't done when they originally built the fence from there to there, maybe where that comes over, you know, and that's what we looked at earlier. Okay, and so we're gonna go over and look at it. And here I am by the telephone pole, and I want you to notice right here, it looks like when they were digging this, that, and I figure when they're digging the tunnel out, that they hit it with the backhoe, and it cut the ground wire, see? And so there's probably a work order for the power company to have to fix this, and that might tell us when they rig these homes for burglary, theft, and murder, for the underground facilities, for the oil show, prostitution parties, etc. And so there's a clue if a legitimate law enforcement officer would follow up. I got a feeling, once again, I've said this several times before, I think they already have all this information, and they're just trying to cover up murders and all the crimes, you know, because there was corrupt police caught him, you know, involved in the crimes. And I mean, that's all there is to it. You know, and we've got to admit that before we can even move forward, that there's corrupt police involved. And so, and I wanted to show you, I already showed you that the base there, here, the whole thing's been torn out. And so possibly that's where the tunnel comes through here. We're gonna walk down the other end. Okay, and this is the other telephone pole. I'm on the east side over here. On the other side of this wall right here, there are two side-by-side manholes, okay? And that's where I suspected one of the manholes was connected to the pipe going over to my house. People in my attic go down, come over, meet the truckers, go back, like a 24/7 sex trafficking business. This pole, what I noticed was this cable here is a Suddenlink cable, coax, TV, etc. And I took pictures of it, posted it on my Facebook, and next thing I know, Suddenlink shows up. They got a disconnect order from it, because what I contacted Home Depot, and they said it wasn't theirs, and I traced all the wires to the houses, and they went from above ground. So this one goes underground, nobody knows where. Well, I'm guessing it goes to the underground facility. That was before I had, you know, suspicion there was an underground home bunker in my backyard, right? Now I'm thinking this goes over that, you know, that was supplying the internet, phone, cable for the underground home facility. So it got disconnected. I gave you that time frame. I've got a picture of the Suddenlink people here, September 29, 2014. Everything in that 2014, 2015 time frame, and on this cable. And I also noticed there's a ground wire here cut from there to here. You know, possibly they had power going over here. You know, I don't know everything. There's that shed right there. that we looked at where the digging noise was, and the backyard over here is where the suspected tunnel entrance was. And I'm going to show you here, I'm going to take this off, that I want to show you these trees, okay? And you look over my shoulder, and notice how that tree's removed. That was a live tree that was taken out, you know. And right there next to that tree is two side-by-side manholes, and as I said earlier, I think one of them was connected to a tunnel pipe going to my home, and they did that cover up in that 2014 2015 time frame because of the publicity, you know. And you know, of course, we're only talking about multiple capital murders, you know. I'm not going to be surprised at all if after this over somebody gets a death penalty, you know. Why anybody would want to keep this secret, I have no idea, because it's very serious.